What do the Legends of Zelda and mid-century modern have in common? Absolutely nothing, but today we're smashing these worlds together to create one flipped cabinet that started from this in only 1 week. Will they love it or thrift it away? Let's find out.
Hello, friends! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Danie, and today's DIY in Progress is another exciting episode of Love It or Thrift It. So this is a series where I take furniture pieces from your home that you have simply fallen out of love with. This is a piece that is super functional, works for your house, but it just doesn't work aesthetically for you anymore, and you're just fighting this internal battle to either keep it because it's functional or thrift it away because you want something new, or maybe you can't find something new and you're just struggling to replace it. My goal is to take the furniture piece that you love or furniture piece that you've just fallen out of love with and completely transform it and make you love it again. Then at the end, I will present the newly transformed piece and you will decide if you are going to love it or if you just want to give it away and find something new. And that's okay too, but I am certainly going to try. But of course, before we get into it, if you are new here, then hello, welcome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and join this amazing creative beast community. Your support would mean the world. I don't know who I turned into there. But with that said, let's get into this thrift flip because I got an exciting one in store for you. So editor, roll the tape. Boop. So let's chat about who we are transforming our piece for. Meet Madison and Jason, a wonderful couple who recently moved into their first condo in Toronto. Like many couples, they are their own individual people with their own individual tastes. After meeting Madison, I would say her taste is very mid-century modern meets vintage retro with a sprinkle of cottagecore. Where her husband, Jason, he is a collector and a nerd, a man to my heart who loves mid-century modern with perhaps a sprinkle of that like industrial modern that he might not be aware of. But as a collector, he has many collectibles in the fantasy and superhero, Lego and wrestling genre. And as the loving wife Madison is, she would love for Jason to be able to express his style and love for these genres in their home. So they want a designated space to display some of the favored pieces, but having just moved into their new condo, saving money where they can is obviously a must. And Madison's parents happen to have a cabinet in their basement that was the perfect size for the condo, but not the perfect style. The best part about this situation, this cabinet has never been opened. Still in box, circa 1999 from Zellers. Yikes. Not only are we flipping this old pine cabinet to look more modern, but I have also been requested to also make this cabinet celebrate Jason's love of the fantasy genre, the Legends of Zelda. Or I could have done wrestling. I had a choice, but I went with Zelda because DIY what you know, and I know my buddy Link. We tight. So let's break down what the full ask list was for this cabinet. 1, we need to make this feel more mid-century modern. 2, we need to add some kind of fun knobs. 3, we need to keep the drawers, they're functional storage and they want to keep it. 4, they want me to add glass to create a display effect for all of the nerdy things. 5, we need to embrace their style, make this feel like a piece that would live in their home today. And 6, make it subtly nerdy, not too on the nose. They wanted to feel sophisticated and celebrate Jason's passions without someone looking at it and going like, oh my, did you buy that at Hot Topic? I have big plans for this cabinet, but I will share those plans as we go. So what do you say we go look at this cabinet we are working with? Here it is, my friends. OG 1999 Zeller's original. I love even the display. They're like, here's this cabinet and we'll put some marbles on top of it. That's nice. All right, let's see what's inside. I think we have the backing, MDF style backing. Nothing's changed, I see. What else we got? Ooh, we have instructions. For fastest service, fax your order 24 hours a day. OMG, yep, December 15th, 1999, dated right there. We got all the hardware here. Guys, look at this. Elmer's all multi-purpose glue. Strong bond is all you need. That's garbage. I'm gonna get all the pieces out and then we can look at all of it. How about that? Okay. So these are all the pieces for the cabinet. We have the sides, the top, shelves, shaker doors, door inserts, got the apron, and everything we need for the drawers. One thing I noticed was the height of this cabinet. It's actually quite short. It only stands 53 inches high, which literally is nothing. Do you want to, I'll show you what 53 is. That's 53 right there. Like right up to my armpit. That's very tiny. That is a teeny tiny little armoire cabinet. And I just don't think that that's going to be a decent amount of size to display a whole bunch of nerdy things. So I have some thoughts. I actually want to use a lot of the material that's already been given to me through this cabinet, but we're gonna actually hack it. The current sides that are making up that 53 inches, I'm actually going to turn those into the brand new doors. That way, the cabinet's actually going to stand much taller. We're gonna have 53 inches of space to display a whole bunch of new stuff. We're gonna keep the same design. So I'm gonna follow these instructions, but I'm just going to remake the pieces and reuse the material that I currently have with me. So we're gonna use the sides as the new doors, and I'm going to replace the sides with just some pine shop shelving that I can get at my local hardware store. That way, we're still gonna have the two drawers, and then we're gonna have a longer cabinet. And then on top of that, we're gonna remove out the shaker style doors currently there. And we're just gonna turn them into very modern style, tall doors with glass on the inside. Can't stop there. We're also going to remove the wood on the side pieces and we're gonna turn that into glass as well. So this cabinet is going to have glass basically on all three sides. So you can see stuff from the sides, you can see stuff from the front, you can open it up. I did talk to Madison and Jason about this idea about not putting doors on this because it is a display cabinet for things, but they were really adamant on if I can make the doors work, then please add the doors because it just keeps down the dusting and they like the idea that you can open and close it. So I really want to make them happy, so I want to give them these doors. So I think using the side pieces that currently come with this cabinet as the new door fronts is going to be perfect. On top of that, I'm going to remove this kind of backing, this like MDF style backing, because I am making it windows on both sides and the front. It is starting to ruin the integrity of this cabinet. So I'm actually gonna put a 1/2 inch plywood on the back just to give it a bit more structure. And of course, pine's not really working for us. So we are gonna be staining this piece into a nice mid-century modern style color. So I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me. So I should probably get started. I hope I don't mess this up. Oh man.
The minute this gun was loaded, one of you brave boys decided to go for the run. It's the fire. It's the fire.
Okay, so something very bad happened. Look, there was a knot here, and then this whole thing, oh shoot, just cracked on that nut, and it's all cracked here. So I'm going to wood glue the knot back in and hopefully around the crack, and then I'm gonna have to let it dry, and then I'm gonna have to restain and hope to goodness I can fix this. That sucks. Good morning, DIY friends. It is a new day and I am feeling frantic. I got some exciting things to show you. Obviously, the client asked for some unique knobs. Seeing how this was Zelda inspired, I went two ways. One, the not so obvious way, and two, a little bit more on the nose, but I think it's gonna be a fun decorative piece. So the not so obvious one is this beautiful piece. So these I got off Etsy. They're so nice. They're made of wood, and I just thought they kind of look like rupees. So rupees are like a currency in the world of Zelda, and they're just so beautiful. It's very mid-century modern. This is what's going to replace the poles on both the drawers. And then the second, more obvious knob is this one. Check this out. So I ordered these off Etsy. So this is a Zelda shield. It's got the triforce. It's very Zelda. The only problem with it is that it doesn't really fit the vibe of the cabinet. So I'm actually gonna spray paint these into like an antique gold. So it just kind of disappears, but you could still see all of the detail on it. So it just kind of looks like an old kind of brass pole that feels very aligned with the world of Zelda. I need to put a finish on everything before I can actually set the glass into all of the cuts here. So Holly's already started on the new furniture feet. So these are just 3-inch knob feet. They're very mid-century modern. So I figured I'm not gonna overcomplicate the feet, but they do look great. So Holly's been sanding these up all morning, and we're just gonna stain this in the same color. We gotta stain these in the same color, and then I'm gonna get going on the pieces. One up, let's go. Okay, I need to explain what the back wallpaper is gonna be, because like, I'm so excited. I kept thinking about like, how am I gonna find a wallpaper that's Zelda inspired? And like, let me tell you, there's not a lot out there. So I ended up going on Etsy and finding a seller who creates kind of like all kinds of nerdy stuff, but they did have a whole area for Zelda stuff. So I was able to find a print. Ta-da! So this probably doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people who don't know the world of Zelda, but essentially this design is the Eye of Sheikah. This is very prominent in the game The Breath of the Wild, and it's so cool. Now this came in one color, and I ended up tweaking it. It took me a really long time, but I ended up pulling color schemes from Madison's. She's going to be recovering the chairs in her kitchen, and she's going to be using this like floral pattern. It's very vintagey retro with a lot of yellows and golds and blacks and greens, very earthy tones. So I pulled all those colors and put it into this poster in a whole bunch of different ways. So I hope that this all pays off. It's very muted right now, but once we add the Mod Podge, which I have here, we're gonna put matte on the bottom, and then I'm actually gonna apply a gloss on top to really make it durable, and the gloss just brings the color out really nicely. So I'm excited for this, and I think it's so nerdy, but it's kind of nice because it lives on the back of the cabinet. So I think it's gonna look great. It's gonna be such a nice little nerdy addition to all this. So I'm excited. And so is Kenobi, apparently. Well, Mod Podging is done. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Honestly, I think this ended up bubbling in so many different places that I just wasn't expecting it to be that challenging of an application. So I'm gonna let this dry and then just see how I feel about it. Maybe it'll be fine. Let's get back outside and let's just keep moving. Okay, I just had an epiphany. I keep thinking that that back poster is gonna look so much better if I print it on something thicker and then glue it down. I think it's just gonna be so much more forgiving and less bubbly. So I called the print center. I asked them, can you please do me a solid? Can you turn this around quickly? They said yes, so I can pick it up this afternoon. That means I can rest easy. I'm just gonna let that dry, and then once it's dried, I'm literally just gonna sand the damn thing down. And we still got time. We're gonna make our deadline, friends. So it's all okay. Everything's fine. Nobody panic. I got Holly over here. She's applying a nice satin finish to all of the boards. She's getting ahead of me and doing what she does best, which is help a sister out. I'm gonna help her finish these up, and then we can move on to the next project. Love that for us. Okay, friends, I just sent out Holly to go get the poster. She got back. The new poster looks amazing. So there's the old one. It didn't dry nicely. It just it didn't look good. It's very muted. And then I'm gonna show you what this looks like beside it. Crazy. Big shout out to my friend Patrick for making this happen for me. I owe you one. This looks so much better. Okay, so let's talk about the drawer inserts, which I'm so excited for. So I wanted to add a little bit of personality and hidden secrets. So I kept thinking about what would be the perfect thing to go inside these drawers. And then I remembered the Koroks. The Koroks are basically little wooden, they're like little tree people that wear leaf masks to kind of show their personalities, but essentially they are forest spirits. They watch over and protect the forest, and they're just so friggin' cute. I've actually already done some tests with these, which is why they're full of color, but I actually really love to use a stencil after it's been used once. I just find that it ends up just sticking down a little bit better, which is why I wanted to use it, but I'll show you what these are gonna look like. So I just did a little test board so you can kind of see all the little characters and what they'll look like after it's done. It's just so precious. On top of that, I ended up just getting a whole bunch of different colors that match the back poster. So all of these colors are just very natural, earthy tones, and I think it's gonna be perfect. So hot dog, let's go make a Korok inspired drawer insert. All of these little characters I actually got off a seller on Etsy, and what I did was I took it into Photoshop and then I ended up adding little bars, so anything that was floating within the face ends up having a connection point so that I can actually then just paint in any of the connection points afterwards. It was really simple though. Once I had my file out of Photoshop, I threw it into my Cricut and just printed them out on this clear paper, and Bob's your uncle, we got a stencil. Hello, friends. It is the next day. Some things have happened. So yesterday, when Jeffrey and I were putting in the windows, we were putting in the window frame on one of the side pieces, the one that had the broken knot that kind of split that one arm in half, and it just split again. So I kind of just looked at Jeffrey, I'm like, turn the cameras off. I need to build another one. So we raced to the hardware store, got a board, came back, cut it, and I redid the whole thing. And then yesterday night, I went inside and I forgot that I had put the backing poster outside to dry, and it poured outside, and I was like, I'm cursed. I think I might be cursed on this project. So we ended up having to redo the poster as well. I just feel like, I just need a win right now. We've caught up. We're where we needed to be. So the window is in, everything's good to go. We got our pieces holding that glass in. So I feel good about this. Actually, I actually like this piece better. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Unclear. We need to start putting this cabinet together. But I got Holly here today doing some things behind the scenes. We got Josh here today. So we have lots of help. Oh, I'll show you also one other thing that I did today. So on the insides of the doors, I added this little dowel detail just to kind of like hide the edge and hide where all the silicone was. It just makes it look a little bit neater, a little bit more uniform. So I'm really happy with that detail. And yeah, so now we just need to put it together.
Look at you reading instructions.
I feel sick to my stomach.
Just.
Do the drawers fit?
They're not gonna fit.
They're definitely not going to fit. Oh my God. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Yes! Wow.
Did it.
Good morning, DIY friends. Last day of this project. We're bringing it together today. I'm really excited about this piece. I only wish, there's literally only so far one thing that I would change about this, and it's where we screwed up. On the back is the old board, but it's upside down because we just weren't paying attention to the way that the new poster went on. So now that it's like a weird upside down poster, but I'm like, is that, in the world of Zelda, like, is this like defiant?
The underground?
Yeah,
like,
the underground, like it's like the upside down Sheikah. They're gonna be like, what's behind my cabinet? They're never gonna know. So today we need to get the doors on, get the hardware pieces on, and then all we have left to do is add in the shelves, which are going to be glass. So I have them here. It's a thicker glass this time. So these are gonna be the shelves. So one of the really cool details that I'm adding to this, so on the side, here, part of the Zelda world, a very renowned symbol is the triforce. So I'll pop it up right here. It's all gonna be done in wood, and we're gonna stain it up so it matches. So it's just like a really nice decorative detail, but for anyone who knows the world of Zelda will look at that and be like, oh, that's a triforce. But anywhere else, it's just gonna look like a decorative detail. So I think it's kind of cool. Let's get going today because we got a lot of work to do. You too, mister. You have a lot of work to do on that bone. holy potatoes, we have a cabinet.
Look at that.
And it opens and closes. Okay, so we need to talk about hardware. I have the Shield and I was like so down to make these as the knobs, but then I realized they're too big. They don't, so if I put them both beside each other, it's not gonna fit. But your girl always comes with a plan B and C. And I did actually get these behind the scenes just in case, because I was like, I wasn't sure. And I think these are actually going to work and they're gonna look great. And they're very skinny. I think this is gonna look good and still fit the style a lot. Maybe blessing in disguise, but all is not lost with our Shield. I have an idea. We need time. So I will explain this later. But for now, we're going with this hardware. All is well with the universe. I love it. Awesome. Yay! Okay, friends, we're here! Woohoo! And cabinet is in. Well, she's upside down right now, but she is in. This is where the cabinet's gonna get placed, but there's also this giant table. And when I first came to visit them, they said they didn't want this table here. They thought it was too big. If I had a solution, I could bring it in. So I said, I'll do some digging and find you a solution that's a little bit more low profile. And I did just that. So let me show you what the solution is. I found these two pieces from IKEA. They're just metal cabinets, but I thought this is perfect. And if you noticed, I was able to repurpose my handles. We might not have been able to use it on the cabinet, but we brought it in somewhere else and I am a-okay with that. So we need to move this piece out and then we need to get this piece in place, style it up, and then we can reveal it to Madison and Jason. Let's go! Let's start bringing all the nerdy stuff in. I'm so excited. Just don't play with it, Danie. Don't play with it. Okay, Madison and Jason just got here. Let's reveal this cabinet. Okay, I'm gonna just place you there. Okay. Okay. Now, before you open your eyes, I want you to remember what that pine cabinet looked like before. It looked literally from 1999. A Zeller special, full pine. And I want you to open your eyes in 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god!
I called it.
Oh my god!
Sorry, that is
I love it so.
with the Sheikah.
How is that
thing
the
in
same
back. That's
thing?
crazy.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
How is that even the same?
Listen, I don't
Piece.
even know. I don't even know. It looks so different.
It looks like
Oh my god!
it looks like it's from like an oddity shop.
Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It looks like. I hope you love that.
It's perfect.
Okay.
It's amazing.
My heart is racing. So good.
And
And
it
it's taller than it was.
So let me walk you through what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
So nice.
So these doors were actually the original size that I cut out and put glass into. So I wanted to repurpose material as much as possible. And then both the sides were rebuilt by me. So these are just pine pieces that I bought and then repurposed. Here's a really fun part. Are you ready? Okay. So inside, there's little Koroks.
Oh my
That's
Isn't that fun? So both the drawers have little Koroks painted inside them. It's just a fun little
no,
thing.
it makes sense because
Right?
you find them in weird places.
Right?
It's incredible.
So when you open it up, this is what it looks like. So I put glass shelves in instead of the wood shelves. So obviously, when you turn on a light inside it, at nighttime, it'll shine through.
Oh my god.
That's nice. Do you love that?
I'm
So much crazier
yeah,
than I ever
me too. I am blown away.
This is one of my favorite pieces
my
I've ever
God.
DIY'd. I had so much fun making this, so thank you so much. So this leads to the biggest question of this series. Are you going to love it, or are you going to just thrift it away and find yourself another cabinet?
We gotta love it.
Love it.
Nobody
Keep in
else
my-
can have this.
Keep in my family for generations.
Yeah.
The nerds win again! Yes! I can go home a happy DIY. I bid thee a dip. DIY friends, thank you so much for watching. Love it or thrift it. What do you think? Would you love this cabinet or would you thrift it away? Let me know in the comment section below. I am just obsessed with this piece. I love it, and I love making nerdy subtle, but just do it in an epic way. And I think we did it with this cabinet. So you guys let me know. And a big thank you to my Patreon family, of course, for supporting me through this whole build. You guys got all the sneak peeks. So thank you so much. If you want to check out my Patreon, it is linked down in my description box. And of course, my friends, as always, stay positive, stay creative, and keep on being nerdy. Bye-bye.